Hey friends, happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Welcome to tonight's private training on Facebook ads. We're officially going to get started in 1 minute. I wanted to hop on a minute early so that I could do some testing, make sure that you all can, number one, hear me, number two, see me. I'm using this awesome new tool that I found out about this week. It's a live video tool that I'm testing out to this group tonight as well. So fingers crossed everything works out in terms of audio and visuals. Again, welcome to tonight's private Facebook training. It is 7 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, as many of you know, when I do live videos, I want them to be as interactive as possible. I want this to be a two-way conversation. So at any point tonight, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'm going to be checking those comments and questions periodically throughout the training. I'll make sure to circle back and answer your questions probably at the end so that we can get through everything tonight. It is a lot, but it is a lot of valuable information, okay? So you're going to want to stay tuned to the very end, because at the very end, I'm going to talk to you about how you can further invest in this and save hours on time on creating this system for your sales funnel, for your sales system, leveraging Facebook ads. Now, I see that a couple people are tuning in, so if you could do me a favor before we officially get started, let me know, number one, can you hear me? And number two, can you see me? If those are good, then we'll get rocking and rolling. And while that's happening, I am going to be playing around with this tool here, and I should be able to see your comments straight from the tool. So let's see what happens here. Looks like we have Dan watching, we have Kelly watching, so if you all could just let me know that you can actually hear this and see this, that would be amazing. I want to welcome everyone tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your busy days to tune into my live training. This is going to be an extremely valuable training. It's going to be packed with a lot of information, but it's because I'm walking you through an entire system and then I'm going through an actual case study for you. Now, I want to provide some sort of context tonight so that everybody knows whether they should be in the room here or not. Now, that's not to say that you can't continue on with tonight's training. Again, education is knowledge, it's empowerment, so it's always good to absorb as much knowledge as possible, but I want to make sure that you have a clear understanding of what we're going to cover and who this is tailored towards. Number one, and I see a lot more people tuning in, so thanks for tuning in live. Kelly says she can see me and hear me. Okay, I'll check back in with that in a couple of minutes to make sure the rest of you can see me and hear me as well. But please just let me know in the comments, because otherwise this is going to be really awkward. I'm going to be literally talking to no one. Okay, who is this training for? Number one, if you are a business owner and you've done some Facebook ads or you haven't even considered approaching them because you have no idea where to start, then this training is for you. I'm going to show you a system that incorporates Facebook ads so that you can actually generate revenue from Facebook ads. And that is very rare. And that may be shocking to some, it may not be shocking to others, okay? Number two, if you are currently a social media manager or a digital marketing manager for a business, and maybe your boss or your team have talked about doing ads, and maybe you've done a few with little to no ROI, then this training is for you as well. Now, this training is not for you if, number one, you want to get rich quick. There you go. Get rich quick scheme or system. This is in no ways a quick process. This is not something where you can set up overnight and the money's going to start coming in. Okay. This is going to take consistency, and this is going to take patience. If you have those, you will see results. If you're not consistent and you're not patient, then you probably won't see the results that I'm going to talk about tonight. Number two, if you don't want to invest money in marketing, then this training is definitely not for you. We're talking about ads tonight, so that requires some level of investment. Now, that being said, we're going to talk about what that investment looks like, okay? So you know exactly what you're getting yourselves into to here. All right, again, just let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull up tonight's training here. Let's see. All right. So at this point, you all should be able to see my screen. How about, let me do this first though. I'm going to exit out of here. I'm really loving this tool, by the way. I just found out about it this week, and I'm loving it for live videos like these where I need to share my screen. If you're interested in knowing what this tool is, let me know, and I'll send the link so you can see the tool that I'm using. All right, so back to my screen here. Let's go over here, and then one more time, I am going to come back here. Let's see if those comments can be refreshed. I want to make sure you all can hear me. So let's see. It looks really nice. I like the picture. Okay, so Kelly can see. A couple of you have said that. I'm going to keep on going. I'll check in about 5 to 10 minutes to see what questions you all have at that point, and we'll keep on moving forward, okay? Tonight's training is how to create a Facebook ads sales system that when you create it once, will be able to run on autopilot. There are so many Facebook ads out there today. A lot of it's because of what happened in January when Facebook made this huge announcement that rocked the marketing world. Facebook came out and was very clear and said, you know what? We're going to be prioritizing friend and family content over business pages. And you know what? If you are a business and you do want to continue marketing on Facebook, here's what you're going to have to do. It left a lot of marketers speechless. And so one or two things happened. There was a lot of marketers and a lot of businesses that said, you know what? Peace, I'm out Facebook. Okay. And then there are a lot of marketers who are like, crap. Now I'm really going to have to take my advertising seriously if I want people to see my content. So that is one of the intentions for this training tonight, is that you're going to see so many trainings out there on Facebook ads. So many Facebook ad experts are coming out of the woodworks and saying, here's how you create an awesome Facebook ad. And I don't consider myself an expert. I consider myself a student in training. I'm learning just as much as you are. My skills are being able to simplify these complex topics and being able to create systems that are going to save you so much time so you don't have to repeat your efforts. Okay. So that is one of the intentions of tonight's training. And because with so many of these Facebook ad trainings, what ends up happening is that the training stops at the Facebook ad. That's the real issue here, is that it stops at the Facebook ad. And the reality is that you can't stop with the Facebook ad. The Facebook ad, depending on how you think about it, can be at the beginning or end of your sales funnel. And so we're going to talk about how you can actually leverage Facebook ads to generate revenue. And the way that you're going to do that is by going beyond the Facebook ad. You can't just stop at the ad. There's several other steps that so many trainings don't address. I'm going to be addressing those tonight, and I want to go ahead and get into this because it is going to take some time. And I want to also go over that case study so you can still see a real life example of how this all gets pulled together and how this actually generates results so that you guys can do the same either for your businesses or for your clients, okay? Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of this, I am going to say this. I will be offering both a free product at the end of this training. I'm going to be offering a free guide for everyone who tunes into this training, okay? If you're watching this live, you're going to get access to the free product. If you're watching this on replay, you're still going to get access to the free product, okay? And that is going to speed up the time it will take for you to create this system because I'm all about saving you time on social media, keeping it as simple, as streamlined as possible, okay? So everybody's going to get access to that free guide tonight, which I'll go over towards the end. But I am very transparent, and I will let you know that I'm going to be offering an opportunity for you guys at the end to further your investment in this and to really get you on a strong foundation on how to launch this system. So it is going to be a paid service that I am going to talk about at the end of this training. Again, I'm not here to sell you anything throughout this training. Everything that I teach you, you do not need this service for. I'm not one of those marketers or business owners where I host a training like this and you have to have my product in order to create the system. You don't need that. I'm not selling any sort of product like that. I'm going to let you know at the end, though, that if you come to the end of the training and you're like, wow, this is amazing, but I don't know if I can do this by myself, then I'm going to show you how I can help you do this. Okay. But I put this out there in the beginning because if you're not about this and you don't want opportunities for that, then go ahead and get off now. It does not offend me at all. Okay. All right. Now you all know who I am at this point. For those of you who are new to the group, first of all, welcome. My name is Alex. I am the founder and CEO of Signature Social Marketing Consulting. Our mission is to help serious business owners leverage the power of social media marketing in order to get more clients and close more sales. I'm a best-selling author. I just published and launched, my first book. That's my baby right there that I'm very proud of. So I'm a best-selling author and I have 10 plus years of marketing and sales experience, marketing everyone from Fortune 500 companies to small business owners like yourself. Okay. Again, here are the key takeaways. I want to make sure you're in the right room tonight. I want you, by the end of this, you'll be able to understand how to leverage a Facebook ads system with your sales funnel to convert more leads into clients. This is not just a lead generation method. This is going to get you from a lead, someone who may have come upon your website, or in this case, your Facebook ad, has no idea who you are, and ultimately becomes a client. We're walking you through that entire process. You're going to be able to master the 7 essential components of a successful ad, no matter which platform you use. The good news about tonight is that even though I'm talking about Facebook ads, you can adapt this system to any type of social media ad. This can be used for LinkedIn, this can be used for Twitter, Instagram, etc. So it's easily adaptable to any platform, which I think is awesome. And then you're also going to be able to learn how to set this system on autopilot so you can literally collect leads in your sleep. Again, this is about saving you time, saving you stress, saving you money too, okay? Now, I mentioned that I'm going to be giving you access to a free guide. I'll be talking about that towards the end. I'm going to breeze through this part of the training tonight, the current landscape of advertising, because most of you know at this point that unfortunately we have to pay to play. Okay, we have to pay to play in the world of Facebook and a lot of these social media platforms for people to see our content, for people to see our business. Many of you already know that organic reach, which is just a big word for how many people see your content for absolutely free. That number is very low. It's about 1 to 6%. And then we had Facebook Zero that happened. And, I will show this real quick. Facebook Zero is what Facebook announced in January about changing their newsfeed. And then marketers did what they do best, which is to create drama, right? There was this huge outpour of emotions from marketers. It was this big apocalypse. Oh my gosh. And so, how a lot of marketers and business owners responded was, you know what? I'm done. Like Mary Poppins. They're like, bye, Facebook. See you later. And what I tell my clients is, you know what? That's actually good news for you. If you are continuing to use Facebook as a marketing channel, you want to get rid of these marketers and business owners and entrepreneurs who rely on this bandwagon approach, right? Well, everybody's on Facebook, so I should be on Facebook. And these are the people that will hop and leave, and they'll never see results on social media because they're not on the right platforms. They're just going where everybody else is going. So that's good news for you because now there's less competition in the news feed. Ideally, there's less shitty advertisers. Now, there's still a lot of crappy Facebook ads, happening. Unfortunately, I feel like they get more and more common every single day because of this update. So you guys are going to be able to set yourself apart from the competition because you're actually going to be generating results from your ads. They're not going to just look pretty or look sexy. They're actually going to generate results. Okay, let me pause here because it's been about 5 minutes and I want to check in with you guys who are tuning in live and make sure there's no technical issues. Welcome to anybody who just hopped on right now. We are talking Facebook ads tonight. Okay. I'm not seeing any comments, so hopefully you all can still hear and see me. Okay. So let me go ahead and go back to my training here. All right, so just to recap, that is the current landscape, okay? Organic reach is very low. It's almost impossible for you to reach your audience organically on Facebook without taking a lot of time and resources from yourself or your team, okay? So with that being said, we do have to pay to play in today's Facebook world and a lot of these social media platforms. We do have to invest that money. All right, so why are we here tonight? We're here because you all want to learn this system that once you implement it once, you're not going to have to implement it 20 million times. It's going to run on its own, essentially, okay? Now, if I could summarize this training in one slide, here it is. That's it. I could actually leave right now and say, you know what? You've got the training. Everything is on this slide right here. Now, if I actually did that, many of you all would probably, number one, hate me, and number two, never tune into a training again. Because you look at this and it looks very complicated. And many of you, when you look at this is what's known as a funnel, which is very, it's a synonymous to a system, right? It's how do you get people from leads to clients? And that happens through a funnel. That happens through a system. It doesn't happen magically, unfortunately. If it does for you, let me know because I want to know where you're getting that magic from. But this is what a proven Facebook ads funnel looks like. And the reason why I bring this up and why I put this in the slide deck is because I want to reinforce here that your funnel a lot of times starts with a Facebook ad, but it does not end at the Facebook ad. There's so many more steps. I'm simplifying this tonight. This is actually this is a really complex funnel. We're going to use a very simplified version tonight, which I want to use tonight. I don't want to overcomplicate things here, but I do want to show you this funnel. Now, this is what many people want, but this is in reality what many of us have. This is a picture of a sales funnel and the caption is, so as you can see, it's less of a sales funnel, more of a sales funnel cake. Point is that many of us don't have a funnel in place, or we have something in place, but it's not working. And I've been there myself, okay? So there's no shame in this, guys. That's why many of you are tuning into this training tonight is because you want to do this better. You want to see results for your own business. You want to see results for your clients, okay? So if you're in this place where your sales funnel looks more like a very complicated funnel cake, if you want to call it that, or if it just doesn't exist, that's fine. I'm going to teach you a very simple system tonight that it's not going to take, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a couple days or even a couple weeks, okay? But once you create the system, once the system works itself and it works for you, okay? So you don't have to be the one constantly managing this and constantly having to find leads, and that's so overwhelming and so stressful. I want to take that out of the picture for you tonight. Okay, the system that I'm going to teach you tonight has 3 key steps. We're going to start with the first one, which is probably the most obvious and where most trainings focus on, which is the ad itself. Okay, number 1 is getting people to actually click on your ad, not just to look at your ad. Okay, that's helpful, but that's really hard to measure. That's what I call a superficial metric. If you're just using reach, which is how many people see your content, if that's the only metric you're using for Facebook ads, then that's part of the problem. Okay, it has to go beyond people just seeing your ad. You want people to actually click. You want to get them out of Facebook. Okay. And this, unfortunately, is where so many Facebook ads trainings focus on, but that's all they focus on. This is the sexy part, okay? This is the fun stuff. The creative behind an ad is what marketers love to do, or what many of us love to do, okay? So I do want to focus some time on this tonight, But I want to also let you know that I do Facebook ads training focused more on this. I do it live and I do it for a score. So I have one coming up in June that I'll include the link to, okay? And it's not that I'm trying to rush. I just want to make sure that you get an understanding of the full system, okay? So when it comes to your ad, before you can even think about the copy, before you can even think about the text and the visuals, which again is the sexy Mad Men stuff that people always tend to start with, you have to start with some of the more boring stuff. But I can guarantee you, if you skip these first two steps in creating your ad, I guarantee you will never see any money generated from your ads. I can guarantee it, okay? This is the foundation here. And the first thing you have to do is define your goal. And really with defining your goal, I always say start with the end in mind. What is the ultimate goal here? Are you trying to get more email subscribers? Are you trying to get people to attend your event? Are you trying to get people to buy your product? What is the end goal? There should only be one goal, okay? You cannot achieve awareness, engagement, conversions, everything that I have listed here, you can't achieve all three of those in one ad. That's very difficult to do, especially if you're just starting out on Facebook ads. Okay, so keep this as simple as possible and stick to one goal per ad campaign. If you're looking for awareness, you might be tracking page likes, website traffic. If your goal is around engagement, you may be measuring how many people come to your landing page, how many email subscribers you get from your Facebook ad. If your ad is focusing on conversions, you may be measuring how many app downloads you got, how many people attended your event from the Facebook ad, how many purchases happen from your Facebook ad. The big picture here, guys, is to keep it as simple as possible. One goal per ad campaign, okay? Many of you have heard of SMART goals. So SMART goals is a great way of creating those goals so that they're actually achievable. SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Essentially, you want to make your goal as specific as possible. You want to make it as attainable as possible, okay? So you want to make a goal that you can actually achieve. It has to be measurable. You need something to physically measure your goal. A goal is not just losing weight. A goal is losing 15 pounds by June 30th, right? That has a time-based component to it, also known as a deadline. It has to be relevant. It has to be very specific. Okay, here's a really quick example of that. When I ask my clients, what the heck are you doing on social media? This is a common answer that I get. Well, Alex, I'm on Facebook right now because, of course, everyone's on Facebook. And I have a Twitter account and I created Pinterest and also Instagram. And I want to use all those platforms to get the word out about my business and get some sales going. Now, that's an admirable thought. That's an admirable hope, but that's not a goal, okay? A better goal would be something like gain 100 new email subscribers through a targeted lead generation Facebook ad campaign by September 1st. That is very specific. It's measurable because you can measure how many email subscribers you can get from an ad. It's very easy to do that. You're giving yourself a deadline and it's very relevant to where you're at in your business. Okay? You can't sell a product on a Facebook ad using a Facebook ad if people have no idea who your business is. Okay? Believe it or not, here's an interesting fact. Only 1% of buyers out there are what are called now buyers. And those are the people that will buy something impulsively or because of emergency. And that's what a lot of Facebook ads and a lot of digital ads out there, really a lot of ads in general, tend to target these now buyers that only make up 1% of the world. And the reality is we should be instead targeting people who have never heard about our brand and then nurture them through this system that I'm going to teach you to turn them into clients. Okay. Now, number 2, after you've defined your goal, then you have to reach the right people. You can't say you're reaching every small business owner in San Diego. You're going to have a hard time trying to measure ROI on your ad. Okay, or any of your marketing if you do that. You need to get as specific as possible with the right audience, okay? Now, the advantage of Facebook ads is that you can do very advanced targeting. What I do is I break up audiences into what are considered cold and warm audiences. The warmer the audience, the better your ads will be. What I mean by that is The warmer the audience means that the more that people are familiar with your brand or your business. For example, people who have visited your website, people who are subscribed to your newsletter, lookalike audiences. This is a really cool feature with Facebook where you can create a lookalike audience from your email subscribers. The warmer the audience, the better it is for your ad and the better it is for your results. Now, that's not to say that you can't start with cold audiences. Many of us have to start with cold audiences because we don't have the website traffic or we don't have the email subscribers that we're hoping to have right now. So you want to get very specific in your targeting. Now, these are all very common demographics, but you also want to focus on what is more important, which are the psychographics. What are the common challenges and the pain points of your target audience? What keeps them up at 2 in the morning and what solution can you provide them? Okay. If you're able to use that messaging in your ad, it's going to be 10 times more successful than if you just create a copy around, this is why I'm so great. This is why you should buy my product. Okay, that never really works because you're not connecting with the pain points. You're not connecting with the emotions. Very important, okay? Now let me pause here. Oh, I got a lot of likes, a lot more people tuning in. This is awesome. Let me go ahead and see if I have any questions at this point because I know I'm going hella fast over here. I'm a fast talker. Oh, Lita says, sorry I'm late, but here I am. Hey girl, thanks for tuning in live. You know I always appreciate your support. Guys, Alita, by the way, she's an awesome, just an amazing person. She has so much positive energy. Every time I see her face on Facebook, I get really excited because she's just so freaking awesome. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the training. I don't want to get too distracted. Thanks for all the love. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll make sure to circle back and answer those questions. Okay. So yeah, that's targeting the right audience. Now here's the fun, sexy part that everybody loves. You do want to use enticing text and visuals. Now that sounds very simple, but it's a lot harder than it sounds because you have to tap into human psychology here, which I love. Fun fact about me, I love anything about human psychology, whether it's a blog post, whether it's a TV show. I love all of that sort of information. And I leverage that knowledge that I have in my marketing, and it makes me such a more powerful marketer. And it's not that hard to do because we're all humans, so we can figure this out. So here's what I use in my ads. I always include something called a yes question. Here's an example of that. Here's an example of that yes question. Are you struggling to create realistic Facebook ads that deliver results for yourself and your clients? Now, depending on the audience, most people are going to answer yes to that. That is an example of a yes question. It's a question that you ask in an ad that you as the marketer or the business owner knows that that audience is going to say yes. What that does psychologically is when somebody is absorbing some sort of stimuli, which in this instance is your content, your ad, and they come upon a question, whether it doesn't matter what the question is, but as long as they answer yes in their head, that's going to connect that person to that stimuli more. Okay, so anytime you can get your audience to nod, even if it's just in their heads, that's a good sign, okay? And a yes question is a great way of doing that, okay? It also comes down to that offer. Now, we're going to spend a lot of time on offers tonight, so I'm only going to touch on it now, but you need to provide a valuable offer. A valuable offer is an offer that makes sense and is valuable to your audience, okay? Here's where a lot of people mess this up. They say, okay, well, it's valuable to me, so it must be valuable to my audience. Not true at all. Okay, we'll go more into how to actually create that valuable offer. And you also want to have this eye-catching visual, right? You want to have something that pops and makes people want to actually stop scrolling through their news feed and actually stop to pause. I call it the power of the pause. Anytime you can get somebody, a user from a social media standpoint, anytime you can get them to stop scrolling through their news feed, pause, and even look at your ad, okay, that's half the battle, all right? And one of the ways you can do that is by having that eye-catching visual, right? And then, y'all, I love tools. Most of you know this in all my trainings and my workshops. I'm big on giving you guys the tools that are going to make this possible. So for those enticing visuals, whether it's just static photos or video, I want to give you access to these tools so you can use these in your ads and you don't have to worry and ask yourself, okay, is this an enticing visual? Because these tools create that for you. Number one here is Canva. I love Canva for creating graphics for ads. And then I also use something called Death to Stock. And it's intentional about, their name is very intentional about making fun of stock photos. So yeah, it's called Death to Stock, and it's, what they do is you can go to Death to Stock, Google it, and then you put in your email address, and you get every month you get a pack of professional photos from real artists. These are artists in the making, so to speak. They want to get the word out about their brand, so they partner with Death to Stock to offer these photos for absolutely free. I've used these photos for ads. I've used them on my website, and it's absolutely free. I highly recommend that service. For video, if you're going to do video ads, which I highly recommend, video gets 3 times the engagement than any other type of content. Then you can use something like Adobe Spark, Animoto, Lumiere, Powtoon. Those are all going to help you create those videos, sometimes with these apps in a matter of seconds. Okay. Again, I want to make sure that I'm saving you as much time here, and these tools are going to help you do that. I'm not going to spend too much time on video ads tonight. It could be a whole nother training, but I do want to share. What do I want to share from video ads? I will share this. I get this question a lot, like, how long should my video ad be? Well, first of all, the shorter the better. If your video ad is longer than 10 to 15 seconds, it's too long for social media. That is a fact. People's attention spans are this big on social media, okay? They can only pay attention for so long. Even if you're the best marketer out there, doesn't matter, okay? We're working against people's attention spans here. The shorter, the better. I've seen the sweet spot for me in terms of video ads is about, like I said, 8 to 15 seconds. And 15 actually is still really long for a video ad, okay? But these are some other broken up versions of, in terms of, what are you looking to create with your video and the time that will take. Now, I will touch on this. The 3+ minute, if you're going to create a 3+ minute video, it's going to be something like this training inside this group. So it may not make sense for an ad, but if you're going to do a longer training like this, then obviously it's going to be longer than 3 minutes. And then, like I said, mid-length ads might be great for testimonials. So that might be something you put on your website, something you put on a landing page. But again, 30 seconds is still too long even for a Facebook ad. Okay. All right. So this is what I call my social media ads checklist. And these are the 7 components that we just went over, except for these 2 right here. Okay, the clear call to action, that's what a CTA is you want to tell people exactly what you want them to do. If you want them to click on your ad and, go to your blog post, you've got to tell them to do that. Ads with call to actions always get more clicks. That's been proven. Look them up. The stats all support that. My experiences have always supported that. Okay, so you can't just launch an ad without including a call to action. And then social proof is also very helpful. And social proof is influenced by the rest of these components right here. If these aren't right, you're not going to get social proof. Social proof is when you see an ad on Facebook and you notice that there's like hundreds of comments, tons of shares. That's generally a good sign, right? If people actually want to share your ad, you're doing a very good job. Okay, let me just throw that out there. If you see an ad like that, that's what's called social proof. And what it does is that it elevates your credibility in the user's mind, because again, they see that people are sharing your ads. So like, well, okay, it can't be that spammy. It actually can be something pretty cool. Let me actually look at this. But again, you will not achieve this social proof unless you have all of these in place. Okay. All right. So that is step number 1, is getting people to actually click. This is where most trainings stop. And this is why you are in for a treat tonight, because I am going to how should I say this? I'm going to unlock the doors. I'm going to, reveal what's under the curtain here, where a lot of people don't focus on with their trainings is what's next. Because guys, it does not stop at Facebook ads. You could create the best Facebook ad in the world, and it doesn't stop there. Okay. It has to go several steps further, and that's what we're going to focus on tonight. Okay. So before we get into that, let me go ahead and take a look at who is tuning in live, because I'm seeing some comments come in. I'm seeing some likes. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support. Oh, okay. So Alita said that she's been using Wave and it's amazing for video. I've heard of Wave, Alita. I heard about it a couple years ago at Social Media Marketing World. So I'm glad you're using that tool because I've heard great things about it. Kelly says, I recently did a Facebook ad with a video slideshow and really boost our reach. So again, with video, it's just naturally going to get 3 times the engagement. I'm so happy that you guys are seeing these positive results. Now the question is, how do we get beyond reach? Reach is a great starting point for ads, especially from a brand awareness standpoint. But ideally, the reason why you invest in ads is because you want to see a more tangible ROI. You want to see, more leads. You want to see more sales. You want to see more clients. And that is achievable through Facebook ads. Okay. So we're going to continue on with this training so you can see, how do you actually get to that point? How do I go from a lead or even, a prospect, someone who maybe came to my website or saw my Facebook ad? How do I actually get them to become a client? And it's nothing magical. When I go through this, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like that, I've experienced that from a client customer standpoint. Okay. So it's just adapting that to your target audience. Okay. So let's go back into here then. Oops. Let's go back in here. All right. So number 2 in this system, and really if we think about this, you should have the valuable offer before you've created the ad. Okay. But I'm walking you through as if the customer would go through this system. Okay. But know that even though this says number 2, you should have the offer done before you've ever created the ad. The offer is what's going to get people to click. You could have the fanciest visual, you could have the best video, but if it doesn't give people a reason to click, then that's not a successful ad, right? You have to give them a valuable offer that will make them want to click and want to, retrieve that offer. So how do you create your offer? Well, guys, you have to understand your target audience. It's the same with your ads. You have to understand who your audience is. What are their pain points? And listen to your audience. What are they asking for? One of the best ways to do that for absolutely free, you really want to tune into this part because I get this question so often. Well, how do I know what's valuable for my audience? I don't want to go and do all this market research. You don't have to. Facebook is giving you that market research for free. Okay. This is how you find that market research. One word, groups. Facebook groups is where your audiences are. I am part of several social media manager groups, and I use that for market research because some of my services are tailored towards managers. And in a lot of these groups, there's a lot of conversations. I'll call them conversations, but there's a lot of bitching about, oh crap, this happened today. God, I have this problem, this challenge. They're writing them all over those groups, y'all. You don't have to pay any money to try to do this sophisticated market research. It's all in those Facebook groups. So figure out what groups your audiences are hanging out in, join those groups and start listening. Okay. Listen to what questions those people are posting. That is all you need to create an offer. And when you're in these groups, don't make it a point to try to turn people off and try to sell them, right? If you see somebody asking a question, you're like, oh, I got this great product and service. Please do not do that. Okay. This is about relationship building. You have to provide that valuable offer. Instead, you could offer something like an ebook or a guide. Okay. But you have to listen to your audience. Okay. Because if you don't have the offer that they're looking for, they're not going to click on your ad. And a lot of that is dependent on where they are in the decision-making process. If someone does not know about your brand, you can't create a Facebook ad selling $1,000 course. They have no idea who you are. Why are they going to buy from you? Right? So it's very important when you create an offer that you understand where your audience is in the customer journey. Here's a really powerful quote here. You're going to speak differently to and market differently to people depending on where they are in the customer journey. If you don't get this, then you're never going to be successful with Facebook ads or marketing in general. You have to get into the brain of your customer. This is so important. Go inside those Facebook groups, okay? Or if you are big on LinkedIn, if your audience is on LinkedIn, go inside those LinkedIn groups and listen. One of some of the best marketers out there, they listen, okay? They don't just talk and they don't just market, they listen first. Extremely powerful and extremely important, okay? Now, let me give you this toolkit. How do I create the actual offer, right? Like, what does an offer look like and how do I actually create it? Well, you've seen offers probably in ads before, like ebooks, guides, checklists, resource guides. I'm going to give you access to a guide later today. That's an offer, right? It's a free offer. Here are my top recommendations for creating an offer. Number one, which is not recommended, but you could technically create your own offer from scratch. All you need is a Word doc, okay? You can create a checklist from scratch on a Word doc, okay? Now, I don't recommend this because it takes time and it's tedious. Instead, what I recommend is using one of these services here. Beacon is my top choice, and I'll show you why. So Beacon creates professional lead magnets for you in minutes. This is straight from their website. I just purchased a lifetime license for about $140, which means that I will never have to pay for Beacon again, and I can create as many of these ebooks, resource guides, as many as they want for the rest of my life. Now, I'm not sure if that offer still exists. They were offering it because they had their 5-year anniversary recently. So do some research into that. But even the normal cost, to me, is totally worth it, especially if you're going to make advertising a long-term career for you. You're going to need a tool like this that can essentially auto-generate these templates, these ebooks and guides for you, okay? They can create everything from checklists, resource guides, ebooks. Gosh, there's so many different options in there. They're calling them lead magnets, but really you can use these for any type of offer you want to create. And I'll show you how do I actually create these offers in a matter of seconds. But they're giving you these templates, okay? And it's an amazing tool. These are just some of the ebook templates you can use, okay? So that's Beacon. Beacon.by is the website. I highly recommend investing in Beacon, guys. Another option is Fiverr, Fiverr. That is a freelance website where you can hire freelancers to do work for you starting at $5. I've used Fiverr before to create lead magnets for some of my blog posts, and I paid about $10 to $15. They've created a really cool ebook or guide for me. It's dependent on who you hired, really determines the quality of service. I'll just say that about Fiverr. There's a little bit of everybody on Fiverr, so make sure you look at their reviews. But again, these will save you so much time in creating that offer. With Beacon, you can do it in about 90 seconds. With Fiverr, the turnaround time is about 24 to 48 hours. Okay, again, I recommend these two over doing it yourself. But if you have to do it yourself, you can. Now, when you have an offer and you're using a Facebook ad to promote that offer, you have to take people to a landing page. A landing page is a one-page website where you only have essentially one button on that website because you don't want to distract people from what you ultimately want to happen from that landing page, which is to give people or to get people's email addresses. Okay, so when you have an offer, a lot of times you'll give that offer in exchange for email address. That happens a lot of times on a landing page. I can show you all real quick one of my landing pages because I'm going to give you all access to it at the end of the training. This is the free guide that you all are going to get access to. This is an example of a landing page, okay? It is a one-page website. There's no tabs, no other distractions. All I want people to do is get access to the guide, and then all you have to do is put in your email address. Okay, so this is a landing page. There's a lot of landing page services out there. I'm not going to lie, they're pretty pricey. I use Lead Pages. But again, if you're going to if you want to create serious, Facebook ads or any type of ads, you're going to need a landing page system. Okay, so I use Lead Pages. Another one I recommend is Thrive Pages. It's technically called Thrive Architect. What I like about this tool is that they create landing pages for you and they're compatible with WordPress websites. Okay, so I think that's really helpful. If you already have a WordPress site, you can integrate this into your website, which makes life a lot easier. Okay, so those are the tools that I recommend for your offer and for your landing pages. If you use these tools, it's going to save you so much time on this process, guys. It's amazing. Let me pause because I'm getting some more comments here. And I also, give me one moment, I'm going to turn on my lights here. All right. Okay. No questions. Please do not be afraid to ask questions, y'all. This is what I'm here for. This training is so valuable and can really be a game changer for your ads here. All right. All right. So let's get back into this. That's the offer. All right. So you create the offer. Oops. You create the offer and then, so it doesn't stop there either, guys. There's one more step. You got to drip, 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 nurture, nurture, nurture. Okay, this step is extremely important. What I'm talking about here is what's called drip campaigns. Okay, and let me just throw this up there, and I want you all to think about this. The aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well that the product or service fits him or her and sells itself. Let's go back to this. Drip, 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 nurture, nurture, nurture. Notice how nowhere in this training have I said anything about selling people, okay? Because if you're doing your marketing right, the product, the service is selling itself. You don't have to do any selling, okay? And that's what we want. We want to be able to provide that value to the point that we don't have to sell, okay? The product or service does it itself. And here's how you do that. A drip campaign, for those of you that do not know, is it primarily happens via email, although I think you can have regular mail drip campaigns. And what drip campaigns do is that they are automated messages that are sent to you, and they're sent usually on a predetermined time and schedule. Many of you have probably seen this when you've purchased something off of, let's say, like a website. You might get some follow-up emails, or if you, let's say you downloaded a ebook or a guide or a checklist and you start getting emails. That's what's called a drip campaign. Now, these drip campaigns can last days, weeks, and even months. I had a drip campaign for a real estate agent that lasted about 6 months, believe it or not. Now, that's a little long, and that's a little intimidating to start off with. They don't have to be months long or weeks long, but it's more than just sending out one email, okay? This is a drip campaign because it's multiple emails sent out, usually on a weekly basis, sometimes a daily basis, although I think that's a little much, okay? What do the drip campaigns do, or what do the successful drip campaigns do? Number one, they educate. Number two, they nurture. And then number three, they sell. And again, you don't have to do the selling. The product, the service will sell itself if you're doing the other two. Okay, so you have to educate, you have to nurture people, and then you have more leverage to sell people. The mindset that I want you all to embrace is this serve, not sell mindset. You can't show someone a Facebook ad, have them download your ebook, and then all of a sudden they're going to buy your $1,000 course, or they're going to buy your $500, product. It's not that simple. It's never been that simple. Okay. There's so many more options that customers and consumers have available today that we really have to work for that money, right? We have to work a lot harder than we did before because there's so many more options. The best drip campaigns address the resistances that your potential customer or client have to your type of service or product. How do you know those resistances? You ask people, you go inside Facebook groups and you listen, okay? People are willing to tell you why they don't want to buy your product or service. It is your job to address those resistances inside your drip campaign. And that drip campaign should also answer why they should be buying from you versus their competitors. And it doesn't have to be straight up, here's why you should buy from me, right? It has to be a little bit less salesy than that. But you do want to guide them through the decision-making process so that they ultimately want to buy from you and not your competitor. Okay, now that being said, for many of you, you're like, oh my God, a drip campaign sounds so intimidating. Like, I'm gonna have to create all these emails from scratch. They're gonna have to last weeks or months. Not the case, guys. I'm here to make it as simple as possible for you. This is how you do that. Remember how I showed you that offer, right? In step number 2, what you do is you take your offer, whether you've created it on Beacon or Fiverr or you create it yourself, and you break the offer up into chunks, and those chunks are your emails. So what you're doing is you're taking your offer and you're then putting these into emails. Okay? You might want to reword some of it so it's not the duplicate content, but this should be your starting point. Your offer should answer the resistances. It should answer why they should buy from you. It should educate. It should nurture people, right? So if you can do that in an offer, all you need to do is break those up into the emails. Okay, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Start with the offer, which should be valuable to start with, and then regurgitate it or reuse it into your drip campaign. Starting out, I would recommend doing like a 4 to 6 week email campaign so you can measure and test and see what's working, what's not working. But always start with the offer. Don't think you have to write these emails from scratch because you do not have to, okay? Start with the offer, break it up into individual emails, maybe add a little bit more content in there just so it's not repetitive, okay? I'll end by saying this with drip campaigns. The best performing drip campaigns guide the customer through their decision-making process and make it a no-brainer for your prospect to want to buy from you rather than your competitors. You should be guiding them through that decision-making process. And the first place to start is the first question that consumers are going to have is, why do I need this? Why do I need this product or service? Next, they're going to think about, okay, why shouldn't I buy this product or service? Okay, so you need to be addressing that. And then 3, if they are ready to purchase, why should I buy from you and not somebody else? Okay, and that starts by educating people through an offer and then continuing that, nurturing that process in your drip campaign. Now, I want to give you all some options for email marketing software. This is where you're actually going to create those those drip campaigns. There's a lot of different softwares out there. It's extremely overwhelming. So what I did is I broke it up according to price point, because what this comes down to, the different providers, they get more expensive, the more automated it becomes, and ideally the less time you're going to have to spend creating these drip campaigns. Okay, so over on here, these are the least expensive email marketing softwares. Constant Contact and MailChimp are the big guys. A lot of times they're free or they have, really cheap monthly service, but you're going to have to do a lot of the work to automate this process. Then you come over here to some of the mid-range softwares, Active Campaign, Get Response. I use Aweber. I think it's only about $20 a month, so that's extremely reasonable. And then you have the big guys. These are some of the most expensive are Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels. They're so expensive because they offer more automation capabilities. Okay, ClickFunnels, they are more than just an email marketing software. They automate a lot more. They can automate essentially your whole entire funnel, not just the email piece. Okay, so if you're tight on budget, use these. If you got some money, use these. If you got a whole lot of money, definitely invest in one of these. Okay, and hire someone who knows how to use Infusionsoft because it is not user friendly. I'm just throwing that out there. I've tried it. I've used it. I figured it out, but it wasn't easy. All right. So that is the email marketing software you're going to use. Now, I want to end tonight by going over this case study, and I'll go ahead and pause real quick because I want to get some questions from the audience. You all have tuned in for almost an hour now. I think that's awesome. I want to make sure I'm getting your questions answered. Okay. So like, there's no shame, guys. There's no judgment. I've asked stupid questions before. There are stupid questions out there. Let's be honest. But there's no shame in asking stupid questions. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? So ask a question. I don't care what it is, okay? I want to help you guys out as much as possible. So take advantage of this while you have access to me one-on-one, essentially, okay? Alita says she loves MailChimp. Awesome. Okay. Oh, here we go. Kelly, with Facebook going towards showing more paid posts than organic posts, what role do you see organic playing in the funnel? Will it stay the same or change? The role that I see organic playing is not very much. Because again, if you were to just show your offer even on an organic Facebook post, most people are not going to see it at this point. Facebook, remember how I said this in class, Kelly, Facebook is prioritizing content that's going to generate a conversation. An e-guide, ebook is not going to generate a conversation, so Facebook is not going to show it to anybody really. So you're going to have to, this makes more sense again for a paid approach and not an organic approach. Okay. Great question though. All right. So let's get into the case study. And then I also want to say, like I said, I mentioned in the beginning here, I'm going to offer free guide for everyone. And then I want to also offer additional opportunity to invest in your education and to save you time with this whole system. Okay. So we'll finish up with that. But I want to give you this real life example here. This is from one of my clients here. I know in the original post for this training, I said I was going to use the chiropractor example, but I want to use the cosmetic surgeon example because it's a lot sexier. It's a lot more fun to talk about. Okay. So one of my clients is a cosmetic surgeon and he specializes in mommy makeovers. Okay. So, you know, when you're done having kids, things sometimes don't look the way that you want them to, so maybe you want something done with that, right? That's what the service is that this doctor wanted to specialize in, especially with his Facebook ads. So he was initially running Facebook ads. He was spending about $6K a month on them, and he was getting 35 leads a month. Let me pause here. Notice how I said leads. I did not say clients. I said leads, people. He was spending $6,000 a month to get 35 leads. That is ridiculous. That is a waste of money. And I told him that, which is why, you know, he hired my team. Okay. This was the original ad. Now we adapted this to Facebook and we adapted this to other forms of marketing. So I just want to give you the general messaging that we used tonight. Okay, so his ad was essentially around this messaging of nurture the body that will provoke true envy. And they had the picture of this sexy woman right here. All right, let's stop. Let's pump the brakes. We just talked about tonight how you have to make sure you're creating the message, the right message for your audience. This is not the right message. Women look at this right here and they're like, hell no, I can never achieve a body like that. We get envious. We start shaming our bodies more when we see ads like this. This is not working. This is a no-no. You don't show this ad to a woman, okay? Because all it does is just makes us feel worse about ourselves, okay? This is probably not even a real human being, okay? Let's be honest. So we had to start by changing completely his messaging. So we knew he wanted to target women aged 30 to 45 with 2 or more kids who wanted to get some sort of plastic surgery post kids. And so the messaging, we changed it to say, want the body you had before you had kids. That is more realistic because a woman can say, oh, you know what? I can visualize that body that I had. And yeah, maybe there's some things I didn't like about it, but I liked it better before than I do now. It's a lot more realistic. Okay. So what we did is we adapted that messaging to Facebook ads, direct mail, radio, and television. Okay. I'm going to go over the Facebook ad results, but just know that this was served to a lot of different marketing channels. Okay. So what the results we got from this just by tweaking the messaging, y'all, and also changing that image too. But just from that small tweak, we were able to generate 300 to 500 leads per month. That's over 1,000% lead increase. Okay, leads. Before, remember, he was only getting about 35 leads. Now he's getting 300 to 500 leads per month just from this simple tweak. But it does not stop there. Again, this is just focusing on the ad, but we wanted to get clients, right? We wanted to actually generate revenue for my clients. So what we did is that then we went back and created an offer around that ad. And I'm going ahead and showing you. So this is just an example of a lot of websites you see from cosmetic surgeons. They target the now buyers because they just give people phone numbers. Like nobody wants to call, right? They're targeting the now buyers. And so his conversion rate with those ads was 0. He was getting leads and he was getting no clients from those leads. So rather than creating this, we did this. We created a landing page. So this is the landing page example. And we gave them this eye-opening report, time to get rid of problem areas on your hips, thighs, and tummies. And it walked them through those things that we talked about in the offer, the resistances, why you should invest in this, what are the different options. We were educating. We followed that up with, I think, a 10 email drip campaign. That's the report there. So what are the risks? What are the benefits? Will it look natural? We addressed all the FAQs. That's another great thing you can do inside an offer. So here are the ultimate results from this. So again, before he was getting a 0% conversion rate. With the report conversion rate, we were getting 67%. So 67% opted in to get the free report. And then out of those, we got 8% that became clients. That's amazing. Conversion rates sometimes are like point something. So an 8% conversion rate is amazing. And from that conversion, because he got 32 new patients, that was an extra $600,000 in monthly revenue from 32 new clients. So we went from 35 leads, okay, to 32 new patients and 600,000 in monthly revenue. Okay. It's not that hard, guys. You just have to have this system in place. All right. So I want to go ahead and get into this now. Again, this is something that I want to offer you. If you're at the point in this training and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Like, oh my God, like this makes complete sense, but I don't know if I have the time, the resources to be able to do this on my own. I want to be able to offer something to get you started, okay? I want to make this as easy as possible for everyone here watching this training. So I created this Facebook ads starter kit, okay? Now let me tell you about what's in this starter kit, because we already know Facebook ads are a great way to generate leads and traffic and increase sales. I walked you through exactly how to do that, but now to actually create the system, that does take a little bit of time. So I want to help save you time here, okay? So here's what you get from that starter kit. What we do is first of all, we create a strategy document custom for your business, okay, with best practices guideline. We set up your Facebook Business Manager account for you. We'll hop on a call to go over it, okay? And then we create a Facebook ad campaign for you from scratch. That includes the geo and demographic targeting we talked about. That includes running and managing the ad campaign and optimizing it for 2 weeks. And then my team will do a handoff call with you so that you understand the results from that campaign. Okay. The only thing that we need from you is we need admin access to your Facebook page, and then the daily budget is also going to be paid by you as well. We recommend that you spend about $300 a month. Now that's going to be a little bit different for the 2-week campaign, okay? And there's a minimum monthly budget of $200 per month. Once we do this, so it's very easy to get started with this. Everything's built inside Facebook, so it's really easy for you to go in and look at the actual ad campaign and make sure you like it, make sure everything looks good. There's 100% satisfaction guarantee with this, so it's not like you're tied to any contracts with this. As any good marketer would do, but wait, there's more, right? I'm sure many of you have heard that phrase before, but it does work. Now, I want to offer this just for the people tuning in to this training. For the next 24 hours, I'm going to be including 2 fast action bonuses, okay? And this is really going to sweeten the deal here, so listen up. Number 1, I have a mini course called the Facebook Ads Authority course. It's valued at close to $1,000 because of everything that I put in here is going to get you on the right track with Facebook ads. It's going to give you everything you literally need to create an ad. Okay. It includes the guide itself, which is going to walk you through how to write amazing ad copy that actually converts, how to create a smart budget, how to use Facebook Ads Manager to track your results, how to create a buyer persona, so much more. Everything that you need to know about creating your ad is in this book right here. And I call it a book, but it's more of a guide. And then inside the course, you also get access to a checklist, and that's a summary of the entire guide in bite-sized points. You can check this off as you go and create your ad. You have a checklist, okay? And it also has a cheat sheet that I include in there. So that's going to give you access to the tools, some of the tools we even talked about tonight. All the blogs that I use, the forums, the tools, the apps, the services, and to creating successful Facebook ads. That's going to be included for you in the course. I also include a mind map. If you're a visual learner like me, then you like having a mind map where you're going to get an instant refresher on all of the points from the course. It ties everything together for you, so you can reference this as you go through the course itself. Okay, so this whole course is going to be yours for absolutely free. I usually charge for this course, but I'm not going to if you, like I said, if you invest in this in the next 24 hours. And then here's the big one. Now, once your ad is done launching, so after that 2-week point, you're going to get a free Facebook ads consultation with me. Now, usually I charge $500 for something like this, but I'm giving this to you for absolutely free. So you're going to get a 45-minute private consultation after the campaign is done, and we're going to discuss your results, and we're going to talk about how to optimize your ad for better results for future ads. Okay, so that's one-on-one with me. We're going to look at your ad. We're going to see what we can do better. And that's going to be concluded absolutely free inside this package. Okay, so to recap, you're going to get the Facebook Ads Starter Kit, which is going to create the ad for you. It's going to manage your ad for 2 weeks. It's going to get you up and running. This is the quick start starter kit. And then if you purchase this in the next 24 hours, you're going to get these 2 fast action bonuses. You're going to get my mini course, Facebook Ads Authority, with all those checklists and resource guides. And then you're going to get a private consultation with yours truly tonight. And for the next 24 hours, you're going to be able to get all of this for $4.99. Okay. That is a one-time fee. This is not a monthly fee. Okay. This is just $4.99 one time to get you up and running, guys, to make this as smooth and as streamlined as possible for you. All right. So if you are interested in at least learning more about this or in purchasing this, all I need you to do is in the comments, just put Facebook Ads Starter Kit. And what I'll do is I'll reach out to you via Messenger. We'll set up a phone call and we'll get you set up with this. Okay. So if you are interested in at least learning more or purchasing this, like I said, you have 24 hours from tonight to get this deal on this for all of this for $4.99. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how to at least get the free guide. But in the comments, put Facebook Ads Starter Kit, and I'll make sure to reach out to you via Messenger and follow up. Okay, this is an amazing deal. I'm offering it to my private mastermind group only because I think you all are awesome and I want to help you out as much as possible. So again, you're going to get the entire ad set up for you for 2 weeks. You're going to get access to my mini course. You're going to get a private ads consultation with yours truly. That's on top of the fact of what my team can do for you as well. Okay, now I want to give access to this for everyone tonight to thank you for tuning in and being so engaged and asking some great questions. I'll follow up and check back to see if there's any more questions. But if you want access to my quick start guide, which is my top 10 Facebook ad resources, all you need to do is go to this link right here. So it's bit.ly/FB ads quick. Okay, bit.ly/FB ads quick. I'll put that in the comments as well. And if you want to learn more about this and take advantage of this opportunity, then just put Facebook Ads Starter Kit in the comments. I'll make sure to reach out to you, okay? All right, so let me circle back here. Oh, holy crap, man. So many loves and comments. Boop, boop, boo. Okay, hold on here. I'm seeing your comments, but I'm going to go back to make sure they're up to date. So give me a hot second. Did you all like this tool, by the way? I really love it. I'm so glad I found this tool. I was going to spend a decent amount on BeLive.tv, and I think there's some great things about BeLive.tv, but this was $40, guys, and it's a lifetime access to this tool, and it does pretty much everything that I wanted to do for these type of trainings, so I'm very happy with it. Let's see here. Alita, this would be an immediate yes for me. Does that mean you want access to the Facebook Ad Starter Kit? Let me know. Realistic target. Maria said, wow. Maria, what are you saying wow to? I want to know. Let me know. Okay, I'm going to stick around for, let's say 2 or 3 minutes. So for any shy people out there, do not be afraid. Feel free to ask me a question, or if you're feeling really afraid, feel free to message me after this. I'm not going to intimidate you, but I want to make sure I answer your questions live. But if you do have any follow-up questions, feel free to message me. Feel free to ask me in the group. That's what this group is here for. This is why you're part of it, because you want to receive value and you want to give value to this community. Okay. Again, if you're interested in this Facebook Ad Starter Kit, it's only for the next 24 hours that you're going to get access to my starter kit, plus these 2 bonuses, okay, which alone are worth over $1,000, almost $2,000 worth of bonuses here for absolutely free. So if you are interested, just put Facebook Ad Starter Kit in the comments. I'll reach out to you. My wow was about how the surgeon made after your company. Oh yeah. Isn't that amazing? It's just crazy because our team didn't do a lot in terms of the messaging. We just had to tweak it because it wasn't tailored towards women in that stage of their life. It just made women feel worse about their bodies. That's why he was only getting 35 leads, right? But we were able to dramatically increase the results and actually generate revenue for him using this 3-step system. Again, going from the ad to the offer to the drip campaign. And again, that can take some time. That's why I want to offer this quick start so that you guys can get rocking and rolling these Facebook ads. You can get it, and we can get you up and running really quick. Get your first ad out there for you so you feel so awesome. And then, like I said, I'm going to do a follow-up consultation for you. All right, guys? Let's see if I missed any comments. And by the way, thank you for everyone who's tuning in. I appreciate all the love, all the support. If you have any follow-up questions, please, please, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and sign out for tonight. All right, folks? Again, let me just throw this up there so you guys have access. This is for the Facebook Ads Starter Kit. This is the Facebook Ads Quick Start Guide that you can get for absolutely free tonight. Just go to bit.ly/Facebook Ads Quick. All right, FB Ads Quick. All right. Well, thank you to everyone who tuned in live. And if you're watching this on replay, like I said, you have 24 hours. So about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, I'll probably take this offer down. Okay. So if you are interested and you're watching this on replay, feel free to still put in the comments that you want the kit. And you can also message me if you have any questions. All right, guys, have a great night. I hope you learned so much from tonight's training. I hope you actually put this action and apply it, or excuse me, take this knowledge and apply it. And if I can be of any help, let me know. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.